Here we are in Wimbledon with my old friend and colleague Steve Flink. Interesting day today, again, especially on the women's field, because in the women's everything is happening. We had, I think, already 4 out of the top 11 who are out, or maybe 5, because if out of there were already 3. Yesterday.
Yes.
And then today we lost Ivanovic and we lost Pliskova with number 11. So 5 out of the top 11, which is quite surprising, no?
And you lost those 2 that you just mentioned, 2 Americans.
Oh, well, then you must be
Mattek,
proud of it. Huh?
I think it's great. Bethany Mattek Sands, better known for her exploits in doubles, winning a couple of majors in doubles this year, and she was the one who beat Ivanovic.
Yeah.
And then the other upset was the big server
Coco
Vandeweghe. She's an aggressive server and attacks a lot, and Bethany Mattek Sands known for her volleys. So it's not surprising that they both came through on the grass to record some very big wins.
Plus, you have 2 sister Williams who both won.
Yes.
So I mean that is more expected. But,
yeah, against the number 93 and 95 ranked players in the world, but still both in straight sets. Serena easier, winning 4-1. Venus had a tough match, went 7-6, 6-4, but they both came through comfortably enough, and they're only 1 match away now, Ubaldo, from meeting in the round of 16.
Which would be interesting, huh? Very interesting.
Very interesting.
That could happen. And, Venus had to play the Italian seed, Sara Errani, but Errani lost to Krunic.
Right.
So Venus has to play Krunic, who is number 82 in the world, and so she should win. I mean, Venus.
I think
even
so.
if Krunic is talented. I just watched her match versus Errani, and she's small, but she serves quite hard. She did some service 115 miles per hour. That for a short girl is quite astonishing.
No, I think she could make it interesting. Venus on form should win. On the grass should win. 5-time former champion. Still loves to play on these courts. But I hope we get the Williams sisters. The bottom line is not just because I'm American, but because I think that that would be a very intriguing match for the 4th round. And one, by the way, that Serena would be a bit worried about. It's her sister, knows her game inside out. She doesn't really enjoy playing her. But on the other hand, I'm not saying she'll lose either.
No, well, I don't think so either. But we will see, because again I say Krunic, be careful, because Krunic is a good player.
Yes.
Anyway, and then about the men, what happened? I mean, we saw Tommy Haas, who is 37 years old, but still is capable to play well. Raonic had to struggle.
Raonic crushed him for 2 sets, only lost a couple of games, and lost the 3rd in a tiebreak when he was trying to close him out, and had to go to a tiebreak again in the 4th. Milos tends to make things complicated for himself, but good for Tommy Haas at 37 to make it that close. That was impressive.
And what about the U.S. Open champion, Marin Cilic?
Yes.
He won only 7-5 in the 5th versus the Berankis, former Wimbledon's junior champion.
Yes, Berankis had the crowd completely, well, I shouldn't say completely, largely on his side. They loved watching him. He's a little guy. He's very elegant in his way and has a nice backhand down the line. He got all the way to 5-all in the 5th with 15-40 on Cilic's serve before Cilic used his experience to pull him through. So the U.S. Open champion narrowly averted an upset.
Yeah. And, then what else? We could say that Verdasco, he came out of another marathon. I mean, he's the marathon man today against Thiem, and he was behind 2-1. He came out winning the 4th and the 5th set 6-3, 6-4. So Verdasco is a fighter.
He's a fighter. I mean, I think that's the positive, that he finds ways to win those matches. The negative is that takes a lot out of you. You got to win some matches a little more cleanly and quickly, and I think it will catch up to Verdasco in the next round or so.
Yeah, Djokovic didn't have any problem to beat Niemin.
No, down an early break in the opening game. He just started a bit slowly from there. 4-2 and 3, not much of a problem. You're right.
Yeah, well, Steve, we mentioned the fact that 5 of the top 11 women have lost in this tournament. In the men's side, those 2 seeds out of the top 10 who are not anymore in the draw, they retired. One was David Ferrer, even before the tournament started, and the second is Kei Nishikori, who was runner-up last year at the US Open.
Yes.
Kei
It's a
Nishikori,
shame.
he breaks his body very often. Huh?
You said it well, and he got hurt. He hurt the leg when he was in Halle, so that deprived him of the chance to play Federer there. He had to retire against Seppi, and he had a 5-setter here in the first round, and now here he is out having to default in the second. What a pity. I hope by the U.S. Open, when he comes back to protect those final round points, that we get to see Nishikori at his best.
Sure. Then we saw two Australians winning both, Tomic versus Herbert and Kyrgios versus Monaco.
And that sets up a couple of great third rounders. We've got Tomic is going to play Djokovic. He took him to 4 hard sets here in 2011 when Djokovic won his first title. And Kyrgios against Raonic in a repeat of the quarterfinal a year ago. I think Kyrgios this time might turn the tables and beat Raonic.
Yes, and I don't know if this time you beat me in terms of elegance, because
No, I
also
did not.
showed my red tie to compete.
Let me just quickly tell the audience, when my father's when my father had a 50th birthday party, surprise party, he said about his father, "I bow to a superior." Well, I right now bow to a superior. You beat me in the dressing department today. Sartorial elegance belongs to you.
Well, you're always with the winner. Anyway, thanks a lot, Steve, and so see you tomorrow. Bye-bye from Wimbledon.